Yo, we back at it again with another banger. I told y'all we're gonna be doing a part 2 to SouthSide Playaz story. I'm gonna be talking about the making of their second album, Street Game, and the history behind that, and how 3-2, Mike D and Clado, they put this album together and made history. So without further ado, don't forget your drinks, your wines, your snacks, your smoke. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into this. Street Game is one of those albums, man. It's just timeless. It's undefeated and it can't be downplayed. I mean, the way Southside Playaz and them put this album together is mind-blowing. This was a follow-up album to their first album, You Got Us Effed Up. Some things happened and Mike D had to do some time, and once he got out, they started working on Street Game. They had got back into the studio with Big Swift and they started working on different songs. One of the many songs that they did with Big Swift on this album was Can't Take It, 6 Keys, and one of the biggest hits that made this album pop, Swang Down. Now, Big Swift stated that when he was making this track, everybody in the studio was battling on this track. From him saying that basically each of them was eventually trying to outflow each other and was like, yeah, nigga, that was hard, but nigga, watch this. I'm finna get on the mic, nigga, and I'm gonna murder it. Fat Pat was already passed, so Big Swift just added his vocals on top of this beat. And that was basically a competition on this album. A little back history that people might not know is that the OG Slab King Corey Blunt was supposed to be on this track. But Mike D stated that when he went to jail, he lost the reels that had Corey Blunt's vocals on it, and he wasn't able to be a part of the song, but he recorded it. Another thing, something interesting I always wanted to know was why didn't Clado get on here and spit him a verse on this Swang Down? I mean, because you see him in the video in the slab with Mike D and 3-2, they putting it down. I always want to know why Clado didn't do a verse to this song. The features on this album was basically like the same as the first one. You still had Big Mo, Big Hawk, Pokey, Big Steve, Lil O, but they was also adding new people to this album such as Big T, Chris Ward, Peaches, and the OG Godfather. While finishing these tracks and putting them on the album, my favorite part of the album is when these skits come in. Like Mike D and them, they was in the studio and they had like this skit where Mike D had drunk the wrong shake and he was making a joke on saying I'd have messed around and swallowed a quarter. Like, man, these skits was so funny on this album. Another one I love on this album is when they were pulling up to a store to get some cups and ice for their drink, and they seen this dude in a wheelchair. They previously had beef with it. They pulled up on him and jumped on him again, and they used some type of voice box thing that they had in the studio, and it sounded like a robot type of voice. But yeah, man, this album is full of jam-packed with timeless hits. Throughout this whole process, Southside Playaz and them decided to take their cover ideas to Pen and Pixel. By this time, they already had worked with Pen and Pixel with You Got Us Effed Up, and when Mike D was first having the thought of doing like this half a dozen idea, they did the photo shoot with Pen and Pixel, and they had designed the unreleased DJ Screw cover. Why not have them do all of our covers? They went to Pen and Pixel and they went with Sean Brutch. They told them the ideas. We want this, but we still want some bling, but we just want it all played. We want foreigns and all that. And if you look on the cover, you see foreigns in the back and blurred out. Pen and Pixel did their thing with this. Something else that caught my attention was inside the album booklet, Mike D was supposed to be coming up with his own solo album, Hogging the Game. I'm not sure what happened with that album and the ideas for that, but that would have been very great for Mike D to release that, especially after they had already did Street Gang. It would have been good to backdoor with a solo album. Another dope thing that wound up taking this album for is when Mike D, Lil O, and Pokey went on Rhapsody Basement. This was big for Houston because back then Rhapsody Basement, they was paying homage and they would bring a lot of people from the SouthSide, Houston area. They would be collabing. Big Tigger will always be down here in Houston with Cash Money and Botany Boys, Lil Flip, and many others. Now, from the story that I've heard spoken from Mike D is that originally DJ Screw was supposed to come on Rhapsody Basement, but unfortunately he missed his flight. I'm not sure the story behind why that happened, but Mike D stated that Screw missed his flight and it just wound up being them going and being flown out and being on Rhapsody Basement. Also, something I noticed that Mr. 32 was not a part of this Rhapsody Basement episode. I'm not sure why 32 didn't go. Maybe he was working on his second solo project, The Governor. But truth of the matter is, they put their stamp in Houston history with this album, let alone they smash hit Swang Down. Some people, they might not know the album, but they gonna know that song Swang Down. They filmed the video. They had called up everybody like Pokey and all them. Everybody pull up in the parking lot, bring your slabs out, your motorcycles. We finna do it big. In the video, you see 32 and them having fun, jumping around, pouring their cups out, popping trunk, showing their screens, doing what a Southside player does. But yeah, I hope y'all loved this video as much as I did. I got more videos coming this week, so y'all stay tuned in for that. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on that bell to get notified every time I upload a video. Your boy gonna always be here. That's gonna have that good quality content that's gonna bring your eyes and ears to the rear. And I'm out this joint.